towers, really. They're not particularly good at bringing down Roshan. It's a very weird draft from them. So for me, it's going to come down more to individual play and less to, you know, how strong the composition is. Whereas for VGR, at least on paper, it looks like a very stable, solid, well-rounded draft from them.
Yeah, and I think really it comes down to what Sepp can get done on this Riki early on. He has permanent invis, he has the Orb of Venom. The mid lane matchup, I like maybe on the Timbersaw against the DK for Nono. I think this is a good matchup for maybe early on in this game. Later on down the road, once there are BKBs, as you mentioned pre-draft, this is going to be less and less important. But if maybe he can get off to a fast start, it's huge for them.
Early jump onto him by Aggressive. There's a third here coming in, the Riki, but DDC is there with the heal. They're going to chase, though. This could end poorly if they stick around too long.
Sepp's still here, looking for a counter to shape maybe on Yang. They drop down a Sentry Ward.
They're going to go once it does. Oh, but like you said, Sentry has been dropped.
Look at the Axe's damage coming through. I think maybe the heal on
top.
They're going to go for it. They should be first blood. Great Shadow Wave. Can they turn it around? No. Aggressive will draw first blood. Yang gets jumped on, and there's just not enough heals coming out from the side of the Dazzle there.
Yeah, a bit surprised that they stuck around for that long, knowing that the Pounce was cooling down and even seeing the Riki there. There will be another Radiant Observer Ward planted down here, just out of range of the Dire. It's more important to have vision on the Riki. Doesn't really matter if LGD have a Sentry here, so I like that decision not to try for the D Ward again and risk losing your last Sentry. But the other big thing is not only they give up first blood, but they turn what was initially an offensive tri-lane just into a dual lane. So Xiaowei could have a much easier time. Rubik, Gyro, slight kill potential, but if he minds his position, he should be fine.
I mean, he can go back to the jungle. He has Eidolons. He can jungle up just fine. He's going to be able to pull with the pull camp that he's got going on currently. So Xiaowei should have an okay time down here. And mid's going just fine for maybe as well. He's sitting up to 12 last hits actually against this DK. He continues to just crush Nono currently, who only has 6 last hits. And you're not really supposed to win this matchup as a DK, so maybe is doing just fine.
Yeah, I mean, maybe has been winning disadvantaged matchups all tournament long. If you give him an actually advantaged matchup, he is going to crush. So there's potential here, Mott, for them to win all 3 lanes, as FY with the Haste Rune is hunting for a courier perhaps, but may have been scouted running down the river. You can see that donkey taking the long route home. Actually, not a donkey, some sort of weird elf.
FY will be waiting here a while if he's looking for that courier to come back. He's just going to head back to the jungle now. Towards that top lane, he has a Haste Rune, but I don't think they can really do much against Xiao unless he's out of position. They find a telekinesis.
Sepp is also hunting, maybe looking for a courier, maybe trying to scout out where some of these other heroes are, particularly the Rubik. But right now, free farm for Timbersaw mid. Gyro is doing well up top, but then in the bottom lane with the first blood, gotta say Yang's struggling a bit. So I think all things considered, LGD off to a really strong start here as far as, at least as far as the net worth goes. Experience-wise, VGR doing okay, though.
And the good thing for LGD, this is not a true tri-lane because of how much Sepp is roaming. You already see him back towards mid. Sure, there's an Observer Ward. I don't think he came in range of that Sentry, so unless he walks up, Nono should be able to, I think, stay alive here. And Sepp's just kind of roaming around. I don't think he's getting experience from this. He's level 2 still, but that's it. I mean, he's not finding the best experience, and he will go back down towards bottom.
A lot of the time as Riki, the best thing you can do is just be off the map so that heroes have to play more cautiously. They're missing CS here or there, potentially even not able to grab their items off the courier if you're the mid hero especially. But as I say that, now LGD decide they've gotten a good enough start for the Slark bottom. They're going to bring in 3 on the mid lane. They're looking for No-No.
They get the Thunder Strike off. They have the Glimpse back if they need it. The Kinetic Field is there as well. Maybe uses his Whirling Death. So they're not going to go on this just yet. Nono's going to stay around until the Thunder Strike goes off. Sepp decided to say, okay, you guys are going there. I'm just going to go back towards the jungle. We can't get this kill.
That was a little odd from LGD. Yeah. I guess they kind of made a call like, all right, we can't actually kill a full HP Dragonite. And that is exactly what No-No was at that point. So reassessing, but some wasted time there. As VGR get a little more out of this bottom lane. Yang, despite the early death, he's level 4 on the Beastmaster, so he's doing pretty well. Experience-wise, they're okay. They are getting these constant pulls off top from FY. He's going to TP bottom. He knows that there could be a fight brewing. Yeah, I think they saw the Riki moving through. Sepp just ran past the Sentry.
And MMY
FY carries the dust.
On top of the Observer Ward as well. So there are 3 heroes down there. FY rotating in, like you said, with the TP scroll.
They haven't seen FY yet. They might have seen the TP. I think he TP'd in Vision, but as I say that, the Riki, oh, yeah, he's going to scurry around that Sentry Ward range. So I believe this was actually, the TP was scouted at least, and good reaction by LGD to play it safe.
So it leaves a solo lane for the Gyrocopter top, but he's not against anybody now as Xiaowei is just rotated into the jungle currently. He doesn't want to contest that top lane, especially if he doesn't know where FY is on the Rubik.
Very aggressive position here from Yang. Now LGD feeling like the lanes have stabilized. They're going to try to play a bit greedier, Mott. They bring the Enigma into the jungle, level 5 at 5 minutes. It's not the absolute fastest farm, but pretty solid for him, and they're going to give that top lane to MMY.
Yeah.
Seems like the team that's gotten away with the greedy jungler of the series has won all the games.
Yes.
The first game, LGD did it. Second game, it was VGR who pulled it off with the axe. This time around, so far, it's LGD who are starting to get back on top because of that factor.
And Sepp is even leeching experience down bottom. He's finally getting some room to work with.
Oh, no, getting pressured heavily by Maybe.
Has to force out the South. He has wand charges as well. He's level 6 now, so Elder Dragon form is ready to go. But right now, VGR, they're sitting bottom. They're finally going to start pressuring this tower. They've rotated end down in. They want to go for the tier 1, and they will have another hero. It's Xiao. He can stop this push with the Midnight Pulse.
No black hole yet.
He's got Eidolons up. They're down on cooldown for 15 seconds. He's almost level 6. He'll get it maybe from this creep wave, maybe the next creep wave on top of that.
There might be a go here on No-No with MMY moving in, but Dragon Knight Illusion scout him to the top rune. So it will be a DD grab by MMY, but also something that VGR are aware of. So they'll go for the bounty rune bottom. Sepp just driving by. He knows FY has dust. He doesn't know if anyone else is nearby, so he's not going to risk grabbing that
That
rune.
is the smart play. He cannot afford
to go down.
It's
so tempting, though. It's like, oh, man.
If he dies there, he's just even further behind. He's level 3. He doesn't have that much gold or experience to begin with, and now he's just sitting dead for 10, 15 seconds, however long he's going to be down in the dirt. So it's a very slow start for both teams. 6.5 minutes in, we saw that first blood, but the lanes have really shifted since then. Nothing else has really been happening.
Yeah, VGR almost looking Alliance-esque here, at least the way they played at this event, where they ran the aggressive tri-lane to start. They start 5 or 4-manning the safe lane, looking for early towers. Alliance had mixed results with this type of strategy. You tend to fall behind pretty hard in terms of experience, but sometimes the boost in gold can allow you to take a few fights that then leave you with a gold and experience advantage. So I'm curious to see how much they commit to this. Looks like they just want that tier 1. No. Now going to grab the treads and may rotate back. They are camping the mid lane, looking for Yang.
Yang is a lot easily killable in terms of just raw HP compared to a DK, and they're just going to go right on top.
Perfect setup, maybe huge magic damage.
Chakram comes through, the secondary Chakram coming out, gets the kill with the silence on top. He was moving so slowly, it did not matter what happened. The TPs were too late there. Nona will rotate back in with him, but that is another kill going the way of LGD.
But the Corrosive Breath is about to disappear as he turns into a regular dragon. I don't really think VGR are going to... Even if they could siege, it's so slow, it's really not worth it. They should just back off, wait for the Dragon Knight ult again, reset the lanes a bit, maybe just send the Beastmaster to the off lane, try and slow down any sort of push, which Aggressive has been working on this top tower bit by bit. But it is worth pointing out here, FY is also only level 4. They're struggling a bit to get these support levels on the side of VGR, whereas you look over to LGD right now, Disruptor's just hit level 5, Riki still even with those enemy supports. And of course you have the Enigma who's just turbo farming, Xiao 8 up to 1200 gold. This laning stage is starting to favor LGD.
Yeah, it looks like they're in a good position, the Enigma in particular, obviously. You talked about the jungling factor, they just didn't have that for VGR, and they're lacking the experience. You really need that level 6 for the Rubik, and FY, we know what he can do when he gets the spell steal, and he can set up some ganks, but right now, he's only going to have Arcane Boots here momentarily.
He wants that experience, but they know it too. They have a ward behind the tower, they know nobody's here to protect FY, but Seth gets a little impatient.
He goes right in, doesn't drop down the smoke screen. Orb Venom won't slow him enough, and FY with Boots is able to just walk away. Malefice wasn't in position to go and stun him and set up for a kill.
It's only a level 1 Malefice, but I think if he had the double Eidolons, could have killed him anyway. Still though, FY, just all he cares about right now is getting level 6. There's a lot of key spells to steal this game. Of course, Black Hole is the big one, but even the Smoke Cloud can be quite significant. Timbersaw spells will offer a lot of mobility and damage output as Riki.
Oh, is he going to actually scout the smoke out? No, he just barely misses it. So he's going to not know that VGR have decided to TP under the tier 1 tower. They had a good ward there, but I don't think they saw that smoke at the seed.
Well, they revealed the Dragon Knight mid, nobody else showing on the map, and they have a ward behind the tower bottom, so it's pretty damn obvious that they're going for something.
Look at Maybe's positioning. He is right under that tier 2 tower. He does not want to get caught. The only other hero nearby is Seth, but of course he's invis. He's picking up some TPs from the side shop for LGD. It looks like they might actually want to be in position to defend this tower if they need to.
They need one of these smokes to work. They're investing so much time. They're down by 2,000 experience already. Sure, you're getting towers, but these heroes need levels.
They're just getting so much space. Xiao continues to farm bottom. You look at Seppi's leeching experience. You have the jungle farmed up by the Slark. You have top lane being taken by the Disruptor. They're getting everything out of this. Sure, they lose the tier 1 tower, but they are roar on the Seppi's actually scouted out now by the sentry that was placed down. There's going to be the blink strike. Do they have dust? No. And so Sepp will get back to safety with Maybe there, helping him out.
Yeah, on the LGD side, Xiao 8 now has items coming out on the courier. The mech well underway, actually completed. So mech is up, Black Hole is ready, Roar is down. definitely a window where LGD can look for a smoke gank, be it to try and even... I don't think they can roach just yet. You could potentially try if you get the Eidolons and then create a new wave from the old ones, but it just takes a long. I think more likely go for a hero kill, potentially try to take a tower. At tier 1 bottom, the most likely objective is they are starting to creep that way, but they have second thoughts. LGD, not sure exactly where they want to go.
DDC almost met his demise, as of course they had Sepp rotating behind him and maybe was about to walk in and just throw everything he had on him and bring him down before he can even get the grave off. Unfortunately, DDC walks away. They miss out on the kill. They're still making some space for LGD. They're pushing down bottom, but also top lane now being taken by the Gyrocopter, who's also farming very well. Both him and the DK have pretty good CS in comparison to that of the rest of LGD.
Goes for the Dragonlance build. We saw Envy do this in the game that Secret actually got knocked out in.
There was one other person that did it earlier. I think it was yesterday, actually.
And we saw it work yesterday as well, I believe. So it kind of fits with the Dragonite pick and the Beastmaster Dazzle, right? Where you want to push more, helps you siege a bit more effectively. It's very cheap and cost efficient as far as stats goes. But generally, we've seen End favor more of a farming intensive build. That's actually been the game plan for VGR 2 games, where they really focus on just accruing a gold advantage as much as possible. We saw the Alk picks working out in one game, not in the other, but still emphasis on farm. This is a total change-up.
Very slow start for both of these teams now. 11 minutes in, we've only gotten 2 kills. LGD are starting to pressure this bottom tower, this tier 2 at half health. They have the Enigma putting the Midnight Pulse down. They can make some Eidolons, get ready to go. There are 4 heroes down here. The only hero top lane so far is the Slark, and he might be getting jumped on telekinesis. They have the Rocket Barrage, but he just uses the Shadow Dance. They want to chase. They get off the Timber Chain. There's the Chakram, and FY should fall here.
They also have a glimpse up. End's in trouble in the trees. Is he going to be able to juke his way out? He heads all the way, but the glimpse finds him.
He can just TP. No, he's actually going to get silenced up. The Chakram coming through, and he is in trouble. He'll fall instantly.
Oh, the panic spends that unreliable gold, buys the triple TP before going down. Still, though, this is looking really bad for VGR. They have no level 6 on FY. We're now 12 minutes in. No up to 2,200 gold here. Still no Armlet. Still no Blink Dagger. Has been very low impact. Slark has had pretty much free farm. Timbersaw crushed his lane. Is very close to an early Bloodstone if that's the build he wants to go for. Enigma's had a great start. Now picks up a Vitality booster. Map control is going their way, courtesy of the Riki dropping deep wards. Like, every piece of the LGD game plan is fired on all cylinders right now. VGR are going to need to start making plays around the map. I'm not sure where that comes from. Dragonite getting an Armlet means that you just have to roar to reliably initiate.
Yeah.
So they may just try to slow the game down and farm, but they're doing so after building a bunch of items meant to fight early.
And I think LGD are okay with just farming at this point in time. The Slark obviously still top in net worth right now. The Timbersaw is having a great time. You talked about him getting that early Bloodstone. And Xiao 8 has... that free farm in the jungle has really helped him out. He had that lane down bottom as well. He has now a full mech and a Vitality booster, like you mentioned. He's level 9. He's got max level Eidolons. If they want to push, they can. If they want to sit back and farm, they can. There's other options. There is a smoke gank coming out from VGR, and they need to find something with this. They need to get level 6 on the...
It's so hard to smoke gank against the Riki, though, because look at the deep wards. The vision from LGD is ridiculous. They see just 2 heroes pushing down the bottom lane. 3 are missing.
They barely miss out on Xiao 8. He's still walking away. There is no tier 1 tower there, but he's about to be under the tier 2, and they just can't dive that deep, or I don't think they'd want to anyways.
And they can't kill maybe. That Timbersaw is super far.
Yeah. Sepp is going to scout this out. He sees the aggressive play from Nono as well as Yang, and he's just going to say, hey guys, I found them. They're at our secret shop.
Not often you see a team with a Beastmaster lose the vision game this hard, but that is exactly what's happening right now to VGR.
This was his second pick Riki, and it seems to be working out for LGD in their favor currently.
Yeah, felt a little bit impotent in the early stages here, but...
oh my, they are just diving under the tower.
They're pressing way too hard.
There's a TP rotation. There's 2 of them now. The Glimpse back, and they found Nono, the Static Storm. On top of that, they get the Malphus off, the tricks of the trade coming through. Sure, this is a good call down, but aggressive is going to find FY. They've got 1. They've got 2. They might even get more.
Chasing forward, maybe. Is he going to find Yang here? It's the Chakram cooling down. Even the creeps are hating on VGR. This is looking like a real tough game for the Mott. 6-0.
They just don't.
A 7,500 gold and experience deficit.
How do you just dive under a tier 2 like that? The TPs came out. They were even delayed. They weren't even like instant TPs.
They had 3 heroes off the map for like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Even if LGD didn't realize there was a smoke at first, they're definitely going to realize at that point. VGR are just, they're feeling a little desperate right now.
I they're not finding anything. They're losing out in net worth right now. You can see the top 3 in net worth coming out for LGD. VGR just not getting the same impact that they saw last game coming through. They don't have that Alchemist to fall back on for No. There's now even almost a Crimson Guard coming out for the Enigma. So
this is the Beastmaster counter here. All those minions, all those creeps, they will be doing a lot less damage. And top lane, they find End. Don't want to follow it up though, but they're toying with VGR now, dragging him around.
He actually hits that glimpse. They had vision up in the Uber cliff, and now Aggressive's like, do I go back in? I guess not.
They know they're winning the farm war right now, so you don't want to take any unnecessary risks. VGR, very constricted. They don't have a playmaking item right now. Beastmaster no blink, Dragon Knight no blink, Rubik no blink. To start a fight, you have to smoke and walk in, but you can't smoke and walk in when they have the deep wards. After that disastrous move bottom, VGR, they realized we have to deward guys. They clearly know what we're doing. And it looks like they actually found a couple of the observers, but it's still the damage largely done as it's propelled LGD into an 8,000 gold lead, experience lead as well at only 16 minutes.
I feel like you almost need FY to steal either Static Storm or a Black Hole, which is not going to be easy to get either of those
How about
two.
both?
Yeah, I mean,
this is FY we're talking about.
If he gets both of those, then yes, then they are in luck. But that is super unlikely to say the very least. He stole Chakram, which is not a bad spell to steal, but it does cost a lot of mana, and your mana pool for a Rubik, even with Arcanes, is still not that big.
I'm really worried for VGR because they have incredibly underfarmed supports against the Slark, and it's a pretty damn good Slark game.
Yeah.
There's good stuns, but if he gets off a timely Dark Pact, even if the Cloud gets dropped to prevent the follow-up lockdown, he can just go and kill the Rubik, kill the Dazzle, at least force them to TP out, and then you have the power play in the team fight. Some games you can have underfarmed supports and still have a great impact, but against the likes of a Slark, it gets really difficult.
Sentry might have scouted out the fact that Sep was nearby, dropping down that Sentry Ward to make sure the stack was not going to be in favor of VGR. They're just going to deward it real quick and make sure they have that stack still utilized in their favor.
It's just looking like LGD are the shot callers right now, isn't it? They have the Bloodstone on Timbersaw, Boots of Travel likely coming soon if he wants them, up to 1,500 gold. They're playing the map control game well, fresh observers planted down. Sep has had one of the highest impact 0-0-3 scores you'll ever see.
He has been everywhere on this map. If you you just constantly look at different locations on the map, and he's just there. You see him there again. He's actually going to be scouted out by an Observer Ward in the Sentry, so he needs to be careful. Yang was looking to initiate with Aurora, but there's another Observer Ward there that they don't see with the Sentry, or maybe they do, they just don't want to deward it yet. I don't think it's in vision.
No, it's not. And VGR, they're just roaming around. They're really unsure what to do at this point. If you go off on your own too much, you're very prone to getting picked off by the Slark, the Riki combo, and if you sit back and try to push, LGD are going to counter-initiate FY.
Yeah, he's been scouted out. The Dust will go. He'll try to get into the sidelines. He's going to be able to get that. Wow, what a blink strike, but he gets glimpsed back at the end, I think, coming through.
They're going to break out the real fight here. Kodam comes on top. It's a pretty good one. They're trying to sandwich Seth, but he's in Viz right now. They can't focus him down. Xiaowei still holding that black hole the whole while. Doesn't seem like they actually needed to take the fight.
Oh, good armlet toggle, but no will fall the second time around.
Brute force moving on to end as well. LGD finding their footing here. They have a pretty damn big lead. Even just slowly working heroes down. They try to chase for more, and again it's the glyph.
They're going to find the Pounce this time, and will get smoke screened up, and he will fall. They have yet to get a single kill in this game, and they lose 3, and they're not done yet. Niang's going to get chased down. He will have to TP away. Is there a glimpse? I think it's on cooldown. DDC getting out in time. He almost goes down in the well to the rolling
FY, can he make the counter plays to turn this around? Sep's going to blink in. There's Dust here. If he dodges the Cloud, he might be able to kill him off. He's going to throw out the Shock Room. Not enough.
Tricks of the Trade comes through as well as the Riki gets low in HP. Yes, they finally found a kill and is FY getting it, but they lose so much in the process. Look at that fight recap. It is a 2,000 gold exchange, LD.
The last time we saw a team start off 0-9 was that MVP match. And
that was rough.
That didn't end well. So prospects looking rather bleak for VGR. The key things, though, I guess to point out at this point are they have pretty good farming cores here. Gyro did go back for a Dominator. The Beastmaster farms very well, and Dragon Knight can clear stacks. So if they're able to slow the game down, if they're given some time to farm, these are heroes that can catch up. It's not like you have a very single target heavy carry or like a Huskar who just has to find kills. These are heroes that can come back, but if you're LGD, you're looking to constantly pressure. You still have Black Hole online. Roshan's maybe an option relatively soon with the amount of farm they're getting.
ready to go for the Disruptor. That fight was long enough that Static Storm pretty much came off cooldown at the end of it. He's got it now.
And farming means splitting up if you want to do it efficiently. And splitting up means potentially giving LGD kills. So bit of a rock and a hard place, but I think for VGR, they have to take risks. Yeah, core may die here or there, but if you just sit back and stick together, limit deaths, but let LGD farm the whole map, you're going to lose by default.
I think if you're LGD, you just push into all these outer towers, take the tier 2s as best as possible, and I don't think Vici can really do that well in terms of defending it. I think you have to let some of these outer towers go, especially maybe bottom. There is the Necro 3 now up for Yang, so he has the extra Necro units to go to work. Like you talked about, though, Crimson Guard, a very good item for the Enigma if he has it.
And they're closing in on potentially a Blink for Nono here, maybe a Shadow Blade, though it's a very late Shadow Blade if he wants to go for it. But look at this. Silver Edge on Slark. Dragon Knight is going to get a whole lot squishier.
Yeah, that armor is going to go bye-bye, and that regen as well on top of that. So Xiaowei, they're going to push in. Sepp is behind the tower. He drops his own sentry to make sure that he has got clear vision here, making sure he can jump in.
They are so ready to jump this.
And this is the problem. VGR, they can't be in a position. And look at FY walking out. He's going to throw the Chakram. Telekinesis will go, but he's in trouble. He's about to get blown up by the Chakram himself. And they'll find two. Both supports down. And they get the glimpse back.
Oh, a clean tower take is in the offing here for LGD. They want end as well as the perfect hold down, but perfect isn't good enough as LGD are just far too tanky. Run him over. The helicopter hits the deck.
Back to the tower, guys. Back to the tower, everybody. We got what we came for. No need to dive to tier 3 tower.
Yeah, don't forget how last game went for LGD.
Let's just slow it down, take the tier 3 or tier 2 tower, excuse me. Maybe go back towards mid, take that, or even put some pressure on the tier 3 bottom. But I think they're just going to back up and farm together as a team.
And losing towers is, when we're talking about VGR, yeah, it's risky to farm, but you have to do it. You're losing your areas from which you can project force on the map to get into your jungle, to clear out stacks, to even create them in the first place.
Yep.
And it means you have more access paths for the Riki, as well as for the Slark here. Every single time a tower drops, Vici Gaming's chances of winning this game drop dramatically.
It just becomes that stranglehold.
It's really looking bad right now.
That stranglehold that you see, that line that you draw, once you get all those tier 2 towers, like you said, the access points are gone, and you don't even feel comfortable walking into your own jungle. They have to smoke into it just to find anything, and right now they won't find a single hero. As Xiaowei has picked up a haste rune, he's already back towards mid. He was the closest. They can maybe think about going for Roche, but that's a bit very aggressive.
This is a pretty desperation move. Bottom lane is pushing out slightly, but like again, if you toggle the LGD Fog of War, there's no one on the map. All the lanes are on the Radiant side. Surely they're either hiding in their base or smoking. Either way, just stick together and you're fine.
I mean, LGD, yeah, they're pushing down 5 mid as a team. They're not going to... They're actually smoked up now, and they actually send it aggressive. He's got the Shadow Blade Silver. DDC dies in 3 hits. He Dark Packs off the roar. Oh, no. Yang is in trouble now as well. The Smoke 3 Chakram rolling death. See you later.
FY, no big spell steals so far this game. He needs more. Static Storm getting dropped as well. It's just for end. He will meet his own. And now Xiaowei moving in onto FY. Might even commit the Black Hole just so he can at least get to use it this game. Another clean 3-0 sweep in a fight. And this is what we were talking about with underfarm supports. When Dazzle only has boots, he dies before he can even cast Grave, and he cast it quickly there. It doesn't matter. He dies in just 2 auto attacks on the combo of nukes.
I don't know what happened in between game 2 and 3 with Xiaowei and that team, but they came back out and they came out swinging.
You know, Bruno was telling me during the break, backstage, Mikasa gave the team a real talking to. He was not pleased, and then VGR came back for game 2, but game 3, man. It seems like Xiaowei gave them a piece of his mind, and LGD are liking it at this point.
Glimpse back on the DK, no BKB. Kinetic Field will come through. They still have Black Hole. Xiaowei in position to use it, looking for 2. Decides not to go for it. Instead, they will find Nono. No, he gets the armlet up in time.
They don't need Black Hole.
No.
Xiaowei is just a walking fountain for his team here, and I don't even think they... Honestly, they probably don't need the hero at all at this point. LGD are just that far ahead, but...
It is 1-18.
By holding the Black Hole, they enable themselves to threaten for another push, for another objective. VGR could be on their last legs here. 1-18. They claimed 3 towers early. They've done nothing since.
It is a 20K net worth advantage right now at 24 minutes into the game. It does not get much worse than that.
They're getting spanked. Let's be honest.
Yeah. And it comes down to that perfect initiation from, or counter initiation from that matter for FY. I mean, he pretty much has to steal one of those big abilities. And I think that's why Xiaowei's not using it. He's like, okay, well, it could just get stolen when we're already running over these team fights.
Right.
Anyways.
VGR need the Black Hole more than LGD do.
Yes.
So that's a really great way to put it.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Maybe if he's dead or if you know you're going to catch him.
There's 22 Bloodstone charges on a Timbersaw. He's a Blink Dagger. He's getting close to his Shivas. In fact, he's got 3,000 gold.
If you hit that number of Bloodstone charges, same number of Bloodstone charges as there are minutes in the game mark, which he's very close to, that's basically like the stomp meter, and it's off the charts right now.
Yeah, he's getting there. And they will find their last outer tower of the game. LGD will take this down and look to maybe back up, keep the waves pushed out, take Roshan, and then go for that Tier 3 objective Dota.
Roche is up, so like you said, I think back off, take the Aegis. You've gotten all the outer towers. No need to hurry here. We did talk about it early that LGD is not a great objective lineup on paper, but aggressive now, grabbing the Hyperstone. Normally this is a Moon Shards on Slark, but I could see an AC just so they have something to help them bring down buildings, also to help with the Roche, and generally improve their 5-man, which is a little bit lacking unless there's a big black hole. So I think that's the one slightly good side for VGR is, yeah, LGD aren't great at taking high ground now, but if they farm enough, Slark can just go hit buildings with an Aegis, and there's not much you can do about it.
And I'm surprised they're not taking advantage of Roche at this point. I think they just want to keep the waves pushed out. I don't think there's any real threat of VGR coming in and disrupting that Roche, even with all the abilities they have.
LGD going for the jugular now with the 3-hero smoke.
And is
they saw heroes go up to the
now.
Ancients. They know something's amiss. Get back into your base, VGR.
They do have a gem. I think Yang has purchased up the gem, so he has True Sight if Sepp walks up and he's first contact for LGD.
Streaming in though, Mont. Maybe he can just confidently jump in here.
He's got the illusion setting up first, and here comes aggressive with the Shadow Blade and
Silver
Edge.
They're gonna steal this whole thing.
He is a double damager, and this stack will die.
Stop,
very
LGD!
quickly.
Stop! They're already dead.
They
Leave
need that
them
to
alone.
survive. They need that ancient stack. It's gone.
Oh.
It's gone.
Oh, it hurts. Feels
it's like, well,
painful.
there's my rapier gold. That's just gone now.
They're cutting up the corpse into smaller pieces, really.
God, this is so difficult for VGR. This is almost an impossible comeback. I feel like when there's a will, there's a way. But I don't see the way
this is
game.
what great Dota teams do. When you're ahead and you see your opponents trying to play comeback Dota, taking a risk, you go and punish. Whether it's getting the kills, taking the ancient stack, making them cry, you do what you got to do. And all right, we might see a black hole.
All right, he got the Blink Dagger. Woo!
Or are we just going to see a blink into a 5-man Guardian Greaves?
I mean,
that would be pretty dope.
At this point, I have no idea. I think he wants to use it, especially as a celebratory black hole if necessary, but he wants to get one off before this game ends for sure. And no better way to do it than just finding a black hole to just win yourself the game at the end towards that Tier 3 push.
I am a little surprised they haven't tried for the Roshad, but LGD pretty content farming out the map. Let's see, so what are the big items that they're waiting on? AC is now complete. That's a big one.
Yep.
If they really want, wait for Maybe's next item. He's just completed the point booster. Ag's generally the build at this stage. Maybe a blink on MMY. I don't think there's too much they need, though. Here comes the smoke. This could be the final moments for VGR here at the Manila Major.
They can maybe find a kill on Sepp. He's been scouted out. He blinks away. He gets out in time. He scouts the smoke, but he's still getting trailed down. But the rest of LGD is coming in, and Sepp is looking to actually set this up.
They're reading them like a book. Now they're moving in.
Going to be a black hole. No, he gets Dragon Tail, and Xiao can't get it off. He's actually in trouble getting low. It looks like he might fall. Greaves will keep him alive. Meanwhile, DDC has to TP away. There's the Static Storm, though.
And all of that just for an Enigma who didn't even cast Black Hole, gets nothing to the Rubik, and now they're looking for the Glib Stack. They find No. Aggressive, very healthy, chunking down the Dragonite. They'll slay him. That's 2. Not the worst fight for VGR. 2 for 1 is pretty damn good, honestly, at this rate. But it's still LGD, not losing a big core. Yeah, Enigma dies, but doesn't give away the Black Hole. They're not giving FY the comeback mechanic here.
It's a top 3 net worth hero. It gives them roughly 500 gold for the Gyrocopter. It's something. It's better than just losing the fight outright.
2 for 1 and losing 2 cores, they still get the net worth win.
Yes.
That's how far behind they are.
I mean, at this point, almost any trade, even if it's unfavorable, will be advantageous unless it's a straight up like 5 for nothing.
Uh-oh. I mean, that's likely coming. Let's be honest. Yeah, so LGD still waiting on the Roche. I think once the Enigma respawns, they'll head in, and he's coming up in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So we're going to see an Ogre Club on aggressive with a BKB likely the pickup for him. There is some BKB piercing disable, but there's not that much BKB piercing damage.
Yeah.
And that's where VGR are going to have a very difficult time killing him off.
Once he gets that item, you can just run him up in a team fight.
Also allows you to siege more confidently in front. Now he's going to have 2 lives. The BKB, the Aegis, I think virtually immortal during both. You count the Shadow Dance almost as an extra life, and then just having to kill the hero in the first place. You could argue this guy's halfway to being a cat.
there's an Aghanim Scepter done in 200 gold for this this Timbersaw.
Aggressive's hunting though. He finds FY. And he's gonna pounce. It's 3 hits. He's dead.
Echo Saber and then another right click and he's just dead. FY has literally no time to react to that kill. He just dies. There's nothing he can do.
Story of this game, and meanwhile mid, Sepp setting up on the Dragon Knight, jumping in aggressively was maybe. He timber chained up the cliff, and Black Hole, is it coming? Are we gonna see it?
Oh, the Dragon Tail, the silence doesn't come out in time.
Hole.
He still has it. No, he's not gonna use it. Maybe comes in with a chakra and says, listen, let's hold on to this.
He'll Black Hole when the throne explodes. That's when we'll see it.
I would not put it past him in this game.
After the Shiva 8 Ravages last game, you know, she might not have been invited to the major. She's here in spirit. Shall wait, not taking any chances.
He really is. He's being very patient with this Black Hole. And now they'll just go to work. They force out the buyback on Nono. He's going to have to get up in front here. They jump right in on end with maybe. They've already taken down the tier 3 tower. They hightail it out of there. LGD are more than happy with that. They can even go back in if they want to.
LGD, the lower bracket dream, closing in. VGR, they just want that 3rd kill. That's their dream right now.
LGD are just playing this super. They're playing this super patiently. They're making sure everything is. They've dotted their I's. They make sure that they've pushed out bottom. They've pushed in mid. They've done everything they possibly need to do in order to end this game. They're looking. That 3rd kill for Vici could be huge.
What Mod's saying is push, damn it. And I think with this item, we will see them push now. BKB coming out on aggressive. They have everything they need. Shao 8 BKB, I guess, is what he's working on with an Ogre Club, but there are still ways to cancel Black Hole. So maybe you live longer, but it's not like you're guaranteed to be safe casting that ability, so I don't think it's an item you wait for.
I'm ready for the FY steal. That's the turnaround for Vici Gaming. It's coming, perhaps.
VGR might be put out for suffering. Maybe starts it off.
Wow, that Dazzle died instantly. Shiva's Guard on top of the Whirling Death and Chakram is more than enough damage to come through. He blinks in. Now they're going to go to work. Nono is here on the sidelines, just going in on his own. He gets silenced. Somebody doesn't have a BKB. He falls, and that's it. They just GG out.
Black Hole, come on, Shao.
Where's the Black Hole?
Do it.
No, he's not using the Black Hole. Yes, he did it. He Black Holes Yang at the end of the game. Oh, and FY steals it. FY getting off the Black Hole just at the end, just to show he has some spirit left.
He gave the people what they wanted. LGD favorites coming in. This is not how I thought they would win Mod.